I'm not able to turn on my video.
Okay. Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Namaha Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Good morning to everybody. Good evening. So assuming that everybody can hear me at least. So once again, seeking the blessings of Swami Dayanandaji, Adi Shankaracharya, Dakshinamurti, and all the Devatas and Acharyas, so that this pursuit, Bhagavad Gita, the study of the entire Bhagavad Gita, may be fruitful, successful, beneficial to us. And being not a very 1 week or a 1 month or a 6 month course, we seek that all impediments are removed and our way is made clear as and when needed. And thanks to all of you once again for registering. So I'll continue from where we left off last class, and then after an hour or so I will pause, and then we will discuss any question, answers, etc. And somebody said they wanted permission to record, and it's not needed because the class is being recorded and being posted on YouTube.
Giacomo, there will be feedback from my side. So I will.
Okay, there is feedback, yes. Okay, if I can request a couple of you to say Balaji Venkatraman, unmute yourself. Swapna, unmute yourself. Mahesh. Just 3 of you so that I can get some feedback as I talk. So last class, if you recall, we started talking about PurushArthas. Namely, those that are beings, what is sought after by every human being universally? That is the question being asked. So it is said that a human birth is difficult to achieve. This is what our Shastram says, and often they say this. And we can understand why. by observing, we can see that the animals are very different from us. We are very different from animals. There's a lot of commonality, but there are some differences. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithunam cha. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithunam cha. Aharam. Animals are hungry, human beings are hungry, we need food. Nidra, sleep. We don't see animals sleeping that much, at least. I mean, the dog is sleeping whenever it wants. During the daytime also we see it. But somehow animals seem to also get to sleep, perhaps in the night time. So Nidra, common. Bhayam, fear. Fear is there because the love for life is there. It seems to be automatic when we are born. And so that bhayam is there periodically. Whenever I feel insecure, I seem to get this emotion of fear. And so also animals. If you ask, how do you know animals have fear? Did you ask this? Did you interview these cows and dogs? No, we don't need to interview them. We can observe them. And you take a stick and go to the dog, and dog seems to run away. So we can infer that the dog is afraid, that it is going to get hurt, and like that. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithunam. Maithunam. Maithunam, procreation. So having offspring, that also seems natural to and common to both animals and human beings. Samanyam etat pashubhir naranam. Samanyam, between pashus, animals, and human beings, naranam, samanyam, seems to be same. The word same looks like sama. There seems to be a sameness between the word same and sama, as you can see. Sanskrit, English. Samanyam. Then what? Buddhirhi tesham adhiko visheshaha. Adhiko visheshaha. What is unique is something called buddhi or dharma. Alternate reading dharma. Dharma is unique. Buddhi is unique. Buddhya vihinaha pashubhis samanaha. Without using this buddhi, then this person becomes like an animal. This person is no different than an animal. That is what this verse says. Which means there is something called buddhi that the human beings have endowed with, and that must be used. And of course we do use it. We're not saying we don't use it. We use it. Without using our buddhi, we wouldn't have come this far. From the moment we get up to the moment we go to sleep, we are using the mind constantly. The intellect, if we can use that word. So that buddhi is what makes us unique. And because of that buddhi, they talk about progress, and we are able to have all these cell phones and sending rockets to moon, and India has made major advances and sending satellites of other countries and so forth. All this is happening. All because the human mind has been using its buddhi, no doubt. Human has been using the buddhi. Now, and that human being, the birth of the human being is also rare. It says, Durlabham trayame vaitat. Durlabham in Sanskrit means difficult to achieve, difficult to gain. Durlabham trayame vaitat. These three are difficult to achieve. That is what it says. What are those three? Manushyatvam. First thing is Manushyatvam. Manushyatvam, Mumukshutvam, Mahapurusha, Purusha Samshraya. Like that, this verse in Viveka Chudamani Acharya says, Manushyatvam, human being born as a human being is rare. Mumukshutvam. Mumukshutvam means Human being has so many desires. Those desires seem to be common. Artha and Kaama, last time we talked about. And that desire for security is common. Desire for enjoying pleasures is common. And Dharma is also there. People want to live an ethical life. Who doesn't want? Even the thief. Even the thief wants to lead an ethical life but seems to be helpless. And he knows what he is doing is wrong. That is why he comes at the cover of night, darkness. And he doesn't simply come, walk up and steal things. He also knows what he is doing is wrong. So Dharma is also very clear to everybody. So a desire to be righteous is there. But then this moksha, mumukshutvam, the desire for moksha means what is this moksha? What is the purpose of my life? And I want to know more about that. That desire is called mumukshutvam. A desire for moksha is called mumukshutvam. So Shankaracharya says that desire is also very rare. So having born as a human being, then this desire is rare. Then having given that desire, then there is one more thing that is rare. It is called Mahapurusha Samshraya. So association with people who know, association with wise people. Very important thing in our culture is association with sannyasis, with swamis, with mahatmas. So that is rare. That's what Shankaracharya says. So having said that, we talked about, so only this human being can talk about Purushartha and can appreciate what the human being is pursuing. The cow cannot ask, what is it I'm doing? And, I've been eating grass all these years. And look at all these people, they are eating so many different things and orange colored drinks and some pakodas and this and that. And why don't I have these things for a change? The cow cannot even think of such a question. But the human being can explore, can experiment, can be adventurous, can put the life at risk, even at the expense of life, the human being can explore. So Artha and Kaama, I think we talked about last time. Kaama, last time we said Kaama. So sensory pleasures, very obvious, simple ice cream onwards, all those pleasures are sensory pleasures. Then even intellectual pleasures are there. So you finish your dinner and then you're tired of watching TV and then you pick up this newspaper and you saw the Sudoku puzzle. And then the next half an hour you're sitting in front of this newspaper. And you can't hear anybody calling you, nothing. You're engrossed. You're engrossed. Because I get some pleasure out of it. The pleasure of solving a puzzle, solving a problem, thinking about something which is profound and challenging your mind. That's also Kaama. That comes under the category of Kaama, pleasure. Because solving a Sudoku puzzle is not going to give you any security. Unless there is somebody running a TV show like Kaun Banega Karodpati and then some Kaun Banega Sudoku Pati or something. Who knows? And all this competition is there and everybody is trying to become a Sudoku expert. Then it becomes Artha. Then it's not Kaama anymore. Security. Because I want to win this prize. So there are all those intellectual pleasures and aesthetic. So somebody is microphone is on. I don't know how to turn it off. So if there's conversation in your room and if your microphone is on, there's a lot of distractions. So please pay attention to that. So can you all hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
can hear you.
Yes, they
Yeah,
can
can you all hear me?
Yes.
do hear you.
Yeah,
Yes, we
Yeah,
can.
we do hear you.
good. So Dharma also is mostly clear to all of us, and doing what is to be done by us at any given moment. And it may include family responsibilities, and it also includes simple acts that ought to be done, like maybe cleaning the home every day. In India, we sweep our floor every day. In America, they don't sweep their floors; they vacuum their carpets, and maybe they don't vacuum the carpet every day. It seems that's an advantage of the carpet. The dirt and the kachada, all this garbage, it's all hidden, nicely hidden in all those little fibers. So I don't have to vacuum every day. But then after a week, time doesn't stop. Week runs, and then the time to vacuum comes, and they have to decide who should do this. Are you going to do this, or am I going to do this, or you go? Last time I did it. This time you have to do it. So there is that to be decided, and then all the rooms are vacuumed, and all the furniture is moved and vacuumed and everything. And after that, you look at the apartment, you look at the home, and you say, you feel good about it. So good. I feel so good. So simple dharma, and harmony. The joy of harmony is there. You have to make a phone call to your mother or father, and you have to have this conversation. You haven't had it for a long time, and something little sticky, some issue has to be discussed, and you finally make it happen. And then after the conversation, you feel very good, you feel very light, and you're so happy. So all these things, dharma, something ought to be done. Seva, outreach, a lot of us do seva, helping people who need help, helping the society, community, country, etc. All that is part of dharma. Why is it not part of Kaama? Because I desire to do it, right? I love to do it. I love to take care of my child, baby. Why is it not Kaama? It's not Kaama because if I help somebody, there are school-going children and somebody wants to know little mathematics and I teach them, that boy, that girl, that is dharma because I am not looking for people who are suffering. I am not looking for people who are struggling with their studies. And so since I am not specifically seeking that, it doesn't come under either Artha or Kaama. It has to come under Dharma. You find a situation where I can help and then I offer my help. So Dharma. And Dharma becomes more and more prominent in one's life as we mature. As we grow and mature and understand more about life, our Dharma becomes very predominant. We will be less and less inclined to cut corners. And we are willing to let go of certain comforts for the sake of upholding Dharma. That's the nature of Dharma. And last time Varaprasad asked, is there an order? Is there an order between this Artha, Kaama and Dharma? So, order means what? Artha and Kaama are natural to us and to animals also. So therefore, I can't claim credit. I can't put Artha and Kaama in my resume. I can't say I built a big house and I bought a second house and a second car. That is not a big accomplishment. Dharma seems to be a little something that I can, when somebody is not looking, I can do a certain thing. When somebody is looking, I seem to do a certain thing. So Dharma seems to be more demanding. And Dharma has to be used, means in my pursuit of Artha and Kaama, in my pursuit of security and pleasure, I must have Dharma in the back of my mind. My pursuit must be governed by Dharma. Whatever I do is governed by Dharma. Even the words I speak to people must be governed by Dharma. Because I can utter a word and I can hurt the other person. I could have said it differently and it would have been better. So Dharma. So in all our pursuit, Dharma is the veneer. Dharma is the undercurrent. And so generally in the Shastram they will say Dharma, Artha, Kaama. Dharma is often listed first. So order means you realize that Dharma is important. And
I have one question.
Only an alert human.
I have one question.
If you can hold off your questions for later.
Okay, fine.
Typically what we do is we finish the talk here and then we open up for questions. You make a note of the question and then we will have time to discuss. So not to worry about that. And so that's our tradition typically.
Fine.
And so I like to stick to that tradition. Thanks. So then comes Moksha. Chaturtha PurushArthas. The fourth PurushArtha is called Moksha. Moksha comes from a Sanskrit root, dhatu. In Hindi they call it dhatu. Sanskrit it's called dhatu. Dhatu means something fundamental. When we use the word dhatu, like in chemistry, all these elements are fundamental. Hydrogen, helium, etc. Carbon, boron, all these things you read in the periodic table. They are all fundamental, and then compounds are made from those elements and so forth. Like that in Sanskrit also, all words are made up and they have fundamental elements. And the fundamental element of moksha is much. There's a dhatu called much. And there are some 2000 dhatus like that in Sanskrit. The entire language is built upon these 2200 dhatus. That's basically it. And then of course there are letters, no doubt. Letters are also fundamental, a, e, e, etc. But this dhatu, much dhatu is there, which leads to many words like, so muktihi, mochanam, muchyate, ityadi. You may have heard these words in shlokas and songs and things like that. That same much dhatu, moksha. So it is listed last in this list. Even though listed last, it will turn out to be the most important PurushArtha. Because it becomes more and more, it becomes meaningful. Life takes on a purpose and meaning as we understand moksha better. So let's see what this word is, what this word means. It is a PurushArtha, no doubt. What is PurushArtha? PurushArtha means that which a human being is seeking. That is a PurushArtha. So moksha being listed as one, moksha is also a PurushArtha. I am seeking moksha. That is what the Shastram says. Until the Shastram said moksha, I didn't know that there was something called moksha. Artha, Kaama, maybe Dharma I am clear about, but moksha not clear. the Shastram gives a negative definition. When I seek Artha, there is some object or some end in view. I want a degree, college degree. I have an end in view, and when I get it, I feel secure and I feel happy, and I can use that to pursue my life. There is a very specific end that I'm looking for, and I get it. That is how typically Artha, Kaama work. But Moksha, Shastram talks about freedom from something. Being free from something is called Moksha. Being free. So imagine a person who is incarcerated, who is in jail, who is jailed. And that person is constrained in a limited area and only allowed to go here and there just to have some food, or even that food also is given within the four walls. That person wants to be free. Nobody likes to be constrained like that, restrained like that. Wants to be free. So you ask him, what do you like? He said, I want to be free. And free from what? Free from these four walls. Free from being bound by these four walls. I want to be free because I've been free. I know what freedom is. I know what freedom is, and now I'm not free. Freedom. Freedom from being bound in these four walls. There is a person who broke his leg and is now on crutches. And you ask him, how are you doing? He said, I'm getting better. And is there something to get better? You're walking just fine with crutches. I'm amazed how well you're walking. You tell him. Yeah, I'm walking well. I got used to using my hands to help myself, to move myself. What next? I'm doing physical therapy and my leg is healing, and I want my leg to heal completely. Why do you want your leg to heal completely? You're doing fine now. No. That's my natural. That's my natural me. These crutches are unnatural. I want to be free from these crutches. Freedom. So I want to be free. Crutches are helpful, but nobody loves crutches. Do you love your crutches? If you ask, what do you say? Yeah, I like my crutches, but even though I paid a lot of money for it, I'm willing to let go of these crutches. Correct? Because that love for freedom. Child is growing up, baby, infant, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 1 year, and you can see how the baby evolves, its life evolves, and it's a joy to see. And it's making an effort to move. It doesn't want to sit in that place. And then it moves, and then it falls down, it still moves, and it tries to stand up, and it falls down, and it holds on to something, it stands, and it tries to walk. And why does this child want to do it? Who told the child, you must stand up, you must walk? It seems to love it. That walking, that, locomotion, that movement, seems to love it. And after walking, then running becomes natural. And then after that, there is nothing much to do. And that seems to give freedom to the human being. So freedom from being bound. Freedom from being bound. So here we are talking not about some physical bondage. We are talking about, I am insecure. I seem to be insecure and I'm trying to gain security. I want to be happy and I do various things to be happy. But somehow that happiness seems to come and go. The security, I feel secure sometimes, I feel very insecure, very vulnerable sometimes. And so we are asking the question, at this rate, will I ever come to a situation where I can say, I am secure? I am secure, I will always be secure. I am happy, I will always be happy. Can I say that? So, the definition will not change. Instead of saying, I am seeking security, I am now going to say, I want the freedom to be insecure. Going by the previous definition of freedom from being bound, I am looking for freedom from being insecure, freedom from being displeased. So if we change the definition slightly, then our vision opens up somewhat and we are able to further this line of thinking. So moksha is freedom from being insecure. Moksha is freedom from being displeased. Let's have a tentative definition for moksha. When I seek something, like I want food because I am hungry, or I want to go to the store because I want certain things, or even longer pursuits, I want a degree, I want a PhD, so I need to sign up with the university. All these are pursuits. When I seek something, I do a lot of things, I plan things out, I work hard, I achieve things. And I get a job, I settle myself in a job, and then I get a family and so forth. But in my process of seeking that security and pleasure, I'm constantly manipulating situations out there. Often because when I don't get what I want, or when I get less than what I want, I try to find ways to get the maximum. And so in the process, I may find myself manipulating situations, changing outside situations, relationships. I am not happy, but it is their job to make me happy. So I want my mother, my father, my wife, my husband to behave in a particular way. My children, they don't listen to me, and I want them to listen to me. I want them to do this. You should not come late. You should do this. You should do that. And that way, that is my way of adjusting external situations to make myself happy. Correct? In our pursuit, general pursuit, we are always looking to adjust situations outside. So, they talk about midlife crisis. How many of you have heard of midlife crisis? So after working for some years, the person is 40, 45, 50, whatever, and then meet with old friends, and then they talk about their midlife crisis. Midlife crisis means what? Midlife crisis means midlife enlightenment. That is what it is. So life is not what I thought life would be. That's enlightenment. And crisis. Really speaking, there is no crisis. And really speaking, this fellow is the crisis. He is the cause for all the crisis. And he wants a scapegoat. He's looking for scapegoats. Who can I point my finger to? So wife is like this, son is like this, daughter is like this, mother doesn't listen, and father is like that. So big list. This is midlife crisis. Because why midlife? Why crisis? Because after marriage there is nothing else, no? At least marriage changes our situation. Okay, then after marriage what? Okay, I know what you mean. Second marriage. Oh, okay, fine. I forgot about the second marriage business. Okay, second marriage, then what? When marriage only, still you have to deal with people, what to do. Then a bigger enlightenment happens, I suppose. So ultimately, what am I seeking? That becomes the question. And so seeking security is one way of looking at it. Seeking freedom from being insecure is, now we are changing the vision a little bit. Seeking security from outside, from things, from my vehicle, from my house, from so many things in this world, from people, from relationships, I seek security. Relationships are important for my growth, but I also become dependent on relationships. And so when a relationship doesn't work, it makes me insecure. That is the vision, but now the vision is different. I need freedom from insecurity. And that means now what? Instead of looking at things in this world as a source of security, I try to look inward. I ask myself some basic questions, such as, why am I insecure? Can anything in this world make me secure? Can a cell phone make me secure? Cell phone is an inert object. A house is an inert object. Everything is an inert object. It is what it is. How can an object make me secure? This question we have to ask. I'm not talking about fundamental maintenance of the body, etc. Food is needed for survival. Air is needed to breathe. All that is there. Take that as a given for now. I'm not talking about that. Basic needs are there. But basic needs don't make us insecure. What makes us insecure is that I did not get a promotion. I worked for 3 years and this boss has been promising me, and didn't get a promotion. And I become frustrated, I become depressed. So things which are not basic, that is what we are talking about right now. For a child, this toy was so important. That balloon was so important for this child. Without the balloon, the child will just wail and cry and cry so much as though something big has happened. So for that child, that balloon was so important. Then it grows up a little bit, and then some toy became important. A doll became important. Then the child grows up a little more. Those objects which gave it security, the balloon and the doll, not important. This car, this motorized car, battery operated, remote controlled car becomes most important. So the source of security and Ananda keeps on changing with time, correct? Keeps on changing. Then that child grows out of this motorized remote car. And one day he comes, Dad, I want a car. I want a car means what? You want a bigger remote control car or what? I want a car. I want a car. Didn't you hear me? Don't you understand English? I want a car. I'm going to college. Don't you know? I'm a man. So now this fellow wants a real car. Previously it was some toy car. Oh, a real car. So what I'm seeking, what I think gives me security, keeps on changing with time. This itself should give me a clue that no object can really give me security. If that balloon gave me security, then I can keep a balloon. I can keep a balloon in my room, hanging from the ceiling, from the fan or whatever. And whenever I feel sad, I can look at the balloon and say, feel good about it. I can feel good. And if one balloon makes me feel good, why not have balloons all over 4 sides, So I can do that. But nobody seems to do that also. So So it's clear that any specific object you point to cannot make me secure. So I keep saying I lack this, I lack that, I don't have this, I don't have that. So from I lack this, we are going to shift our vision to I lack. I keep pointing to things and say I lack that, therefore I am unhappy. Let's just say I lack. Stop with that I lack. I lack. For example, what? So height. So I'm short. And therefore what? I want to be a little taller, at least a few inches taller. Bhagavan ne kya kar diya? What he has done to me? Can't he give me a few more inches? So what do? So I raise myself by buying some high-heeled shoes. High-heeled shoes. And in America especially, I've seen these ladies especially, they wear these high-heeled shoes. These heels are so big. It is so big, they're actually standing on their toes. Like this they stand. And then later on I read that actually damages their heel and damages their feet and whatnot. And they do all kinds of things to. So that complex is there, height complex. I am short, therefore, and I am not happy being short. If I am not happy being short, what should I do? At least I should do something. And thanks to these high-heeled shoes, I make myself appear taller. But I may appear taller, but everybody who's looking at me knows very well that I am standing on some high-heeled shoes. And so in their mind, it is very clear. I am who I am. Nothing has happened. Like this weight and color and hair. Hair is another big thing. And I want dark jet black hair. And so this multi-billion-dollar industry is thriving thanks to my insecurity. Thanks to my desire to have dark hair. Or color, any hair, brown color, whatever hair you want, you can have. Industry, this entire industry. Color of the skin, I don't like. Michael Jackson wanted to be a little white. And so he just bleached his skin left and right. And of course, he got into other problems, drugs and so forth. So color. It's a very sad thing because my skin color is intrinsic to me. My height is intrinsic to me. I've been born like this. My weight is intrinsic to me. And whether I have hair on my head or not, it's just Ishvara's Leela. It's just working. If I don't like what is given to me, my life is going to be very difficult, is it not? I can't accept myself the way I am. And so I'm trying to change my physical look itself. And that's a very sad thing. Which means I am not comfortable with this, with the way I look. And therefore I change myself. I dress myself up to present myself differently. I'm not talking about wearing nice dress in the morning and going to work. That's not what I'm saying. This is a fundamental displeasure with the way I look. So how to solve all these problems? Because nobody wants the problem. The person who feels they are bald or their hair is not dark wants to solve the problem. But if I keep on seeking the usual solutions, the problem doesn't seem to go away. And the more I pursue, the more the problem seems to stick. That's another problem. And I'm busy coloring my hair, but suddenly I find I'm becoming bald also. And now two problems are there. Gray hair on the head, no hair on the head. Two problems. Which one will I solve? And now I need to work harder. And then, so like this, the pursuit of this kind only makes the problem more entrenched. Nothing really solves the problem. And we get frustrated. We go to the supermarket, and these days the American style supermarkets are there everywhere. And so just go, and you're frustrated, you're depressed, you just go on a buying spree. They say depression makes you go and buy things. And buy things that you don't need. Just pick, because these days you don't even have to wait. You just have to go and pick it. Right there. There's no waiting. And come to the line, and there also not much waiting. Just a scan, barcode, cut, and then done. And then paying money, no change, nothing needed, credit card, swipe. So all done very quickly. So this is what happens to us. And the more we seem to seek these things, the more it seems to trap me. More it doesn't seem to end. So like this fire also, the more it consumes, it never seems to say enough. I am happy now. I've consumed so much. I've been burning for the last half an hour. It doesn't seem to say that. It wants more. It never says, fire never says no, never says enough. So a beautiful name for fire, Analaha. I mentioned this occasionally. Nice to know all this Sanskrit. Alam in Sanskrit means enough. Analam, not enough. And fire never says enough. So fire is called Analaha. So beautiful. Look at the language. Every word is pregnant with meaning. So like Anal, I'm pursuing and pursuing, and the pursuit never ends. I think it is going to end, but there's no guarantee it's going to end. Therefore, coming back to the definition of moksha. Moksha also is some kind of a seeking. And I want to be secure forever. And I lead my life seeking things that I need. Then I realize that pursuit may not really have an end. And our Shastra keeps saying you will be born again, etc. And you have been born before many times, and you will be born again. Oh my God, what is this? Some kind of a merry-go-round, keeping on going round and round. Kya baat hai ye? And I have to come back and suffer again. Many people say, they will say, I don't want to come back again. This is very typical in our Indian culture. This janma is enough. Ye janm bas hai. Iske baad mujhe aana nahi chahiye bhaiya. Bhagavan humko le lo. Arey Bhagavan humko le lo means what can he do? I am the one who did all this and gained all this karma. I am the one who asked for all this. What can Bhagavan do? He can't do anything. He says, "Ek minute ठहरो, थोड़ा कुछ moksha कुछ है, whatever बाकी दिन जो है, whatever remaining days are left, at least try to inquire a little bit. Use this buddhi. Buddhya vihinaha pashavis samanaha." So, seeking, freedom from seeking. Freedom from seeking itself. Is it possible? Freedom from seeking itself. So, moksha, freedom from seeking security, freedom from seeking pleasure, and eventually we will talk about freedom from seeking itself. So, this is our beginning. We are beginning to explore what this moksha is, and which is the topic of Bhagavad Gita, of course. And moksha becomes more and more clear to us as we understand Dharma, Artha and Kaama. The more we understand what we pursue, the more we are very clear about our our pursuits or desires. So we saw earlier, when it comes to Artha, an insecure, anything in this world cannot make me secure. Okay, Jayakumarji, a thing may not make me secure. But how about people? People make me secure. My children make me secure. My spouse makes me secure. The spouse is also insecure. I am also insecure. Insecure plus insecure, what can it do? I'm not putting down vivaha, marriage. Marriage is very important. Marriage is an ashrama, remember. Marriage is essential for a human being. We'll talk about that another time. It's an ashrama, remember. Ashrama means a place, beautiful word, look at that. Ashrama dharma. They say there are 4 ashramas. So, life of studying a student, brahmachari ashrama, then grihastha ashrama, and then vanaprastha ityadi, sannyasa. So each is ashrama. Ashrama means a place where I can relax and I can grow, I can mature. So brahmachari ashrama means I am given no responsibility except to study. Except studying. That is my only duty. So that I don't have to earn money and this and that. So the mind is focused only on what is to be studied. So therefore ashrama, a place where I can relax and do what is best for me to do at that time. And then grihastha ashrama, again there, 2 people are needed to be together so that they can grow together. That need is there, and that need can be used for my benefit, for the benefit of the family. As opposed to saying, you make me happy. Hey, you make me happy means what? What about my job? I am also supposed to make her happy. It's mutual. It's a joint effort. And so pointing fingers is not the point here. So by give and take, a lot of give and take is there, and therefore I grow. But from the analysis of Vedanta, we say, hey, an insecure person cannot make another person secure. Both persons need security. And you've got all this. Therefore, then one fine day I take up to alcohol. And I think alcohol makes me secure. I feel good when I drink. I feel good when I drink. It's a very unfortunate. This addiction is a very unfortunate thing. And it becomes an addiction. So now, when it becomes an addiction, or even if it doesn't become an addiction, who is holding on to what? Am I holding on to alcohol? Or is alcohol holding on to me? Who is holding on to whom? Who is a victim of what? That is what I am asking. And it appears like alcohol is, it appears like I am deciding when to drink. I am the master here. But the alcohol seems to beckon me and seems to pull me. And even though it's inert, it seems to be so powerful. And so, wherever I go, the solutions are not clear. Wherever I go, I seem to get lost in a certain mode of pursuit. And that is because all these things are all finite. And I am really looking for fullness. I am looking for purnatvam. The Shastram uses the word purnatvam. And insecure thing plus I cannot become secure I. Insecure person, finite object plus I cannot become secure I. This revelation occurs to me. And then somebody says, oh, I got it, Jayakumarji. Addition of things doesn't make me happy. Therefore, subtraction should make me happy. Therefore, let me give up what I have and let me go somewhere. And where will you go? Where will you go? No, I will go to Rishikesh. Because we all, Indians especially, we have this romantic idea that we're going to Himalayas and all that. Our rishis are all, have been there, and we see all these movies and with rishis meditating during dhanam and snow. It's all snowing out there. And so we develop all these romantic ideas. And so I will run away somewhere. The world is still there here. All my frustrations are still here. And I can't leave the frustrations anywhere. All my unmet desires. Who did not want to do well in their school or in their college? Who did not want to be loved by their parents? Who did not want to be loved by their children? And who did not want to be respected at their workplace? All those frustrations are sitting right here. And I am a frustrated person, and I go to Himalayas. What will happen? What will happen? Nothing will happen. I will go there, I will take the next flight and come back to where I am. That's what will happen. Because the frustrated I, the confused I, the disappointed I, the angry I is still very much there. Very much there. I have not dealt with any of these things. So going somewhere, subtraction, giving up everything. I'll write a will right now and write it to my children and everybody else, and I am going to go. It won't work. Subtraction will not work. Addition is not working. Subtraction won't work. So this trip, Himalaya trip, this other trips are all there. All these trips will not work. So there we say this Artha doesn't. Artha being finite means security. Any object which I consider to be a source of security, really being finite really cannot help me. It can make my life a little comfortable, no doubt. This cell phone that I have here, it does wonders, and I appreciate that. And I really, when I wake up, I conducted a shloka class, and I taught a lot of shlokas. Like I said, when you wake up, you say a shloka called Karagre Vasate Lakshmi. You look at your hands and say Karagre Vasate Lakshmi. Lakshmi resides in the tips of the fingers, etc. You should do that. Well, many people seem to sleep with their phone next to each other, next to their head. It's not a good idea at all. I really warn you about these things, these habits. And so next thing, they pick up the phone. If you pick up the phone, then at least what you do is say a prayer. I think we should write a prayer. Some shloka has to be written. What should we say when we first look at the cell phone? Because we must thank the technology that is allowing me to communicate so well with so many people. So some yantram, so Duravani yantram, we have to say something. So, or you just keep the telephone in the palm and say Karagre Vasate Lakshmi. Like that you should do. So that's how it seems to work. So Artha is fleeting. That security I seem to get from these objects in this world, people in this world, is fleeting. And what about pleasures? Kaama. Kaama is what? Kaama also seems to come and go. The pleasure I get a lot of pleasure by eating, gulab jamun and rasgulla. And after some time, the doctor says, your sugar is at 350. And that's high sugar, Mr. Venkatraman, that's high sugar. And I think it's time for you to change your diet. What? Change your diet? What do you mean change your diet? You have to cut down sweet consumption. And it's also better to cut down all these fried things, bhaji and all that you have in the tea time, all that you cut out, because I see your cholesterol is also edging high. Like this, he says. So this pleasure, all little pleasures, sweet, simple pleasures I used to get from these things, that is also withdrawn from me. And that's why this song, they have these songs. And Swami, very interesting, Swami makes this comment. And this new movie released new song, and A.R. Rahman, and it's hit. It's a hit song. And that hit song, after some time, after a few months, nobody's listening to it. What happened? That hit song got hit by another song, which is now the hit song. So that source of pleasure gone. So all these things seem to have a season, and that season lasts a few minutes, maybe a day, maybe a few weeks, maybe a few months. After that, the season is gone. And like our seasons, now it is very pleasant in Coimbatore. It's nice and cool. And even Coimbatore is getting warm these days. And summers can be pretty hot. And so like seasons, this pleasure also seems to come and go. And so, but those moments of pleasure are very important. And that moments of happiness I have are important because, number one, it tells me that I can be happy. I know what Ananda is. I know what it means to be a happy person. Without that sense of happiness, I will be driven to commit suicide. This is why suicides happen. Because that person, wherever the person goes, the person thinks they're not getting what they want. They seem to be trapped until a point where there are no options left, and the person comes up with the idea that better dead than alive. That's what suicide is. Very sad. So Artha fleeting, Kaama fleeting. And we will continue to this discussion again next class. And with security, I am displeased, or with pleasure also I become displeased. Without security and pleasure, how can I be pleased? Also not possible. With so many things, if I am not contented, how can I be contented without? So with is not going to work out. Without doesn't look like it's going to work out. Then there is only one possibility left. What is that one possibility? Perhaps I am already secure. Perhaps I am already acceptable to myself. Perhaps, we use the word perhaps for now. The Shastram is encouraging us to think of that possibility. Have you ever thought about this? Have you ever thought that you're already full, you're already complete? All my pursuits are starting with the basic assumption that I am not happy now, I must do something to be happy. So this is the line of discussion which we will continue in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.